Do you need to own a totem in the Upland Metaverse? In this video, I'm covering 4 pros and 4 cons to owning totems in Upland. This video will educate you more about life in the Upland Metaverse through totems, protem, and stem. If you're on the fence about purchasing a totem, this video will help you make your decision. I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. On this channel, you can learn everything you need to know about the Upland Metaverse, tutorials, strategy, tips, tricks, and a lot more. Please hit that subscribe button and share this video with a friend. If this is the first video you're watching about totems or protem or stem, I highly suggest clicking the link in the upper right hand corner and learning more about these topics before you watch this video. Of course, there's also lots of information on the Upland Guide website, which can be found in the link in the description below. Let's start with the pros of owning a totem. The number one reason you're going to want to have a totem in the Upland Metaverse is to generate protem. In the future, that protem token will be transferable into stem, and stem is going to be the token that is going to be able to sustain life in the metaverse. Whether it be plants, animals, or trees, all of these living items are going to require stem in the metaverse, and accumulating protem from your totem is going to be the best way to obtain that stem. Number 2, a lot of these totems look really awesome. These totems are map assets and they can be placed on your properties. So if there's one that you think looks really good, you're going to want to have that on your property. Number 3, if you're part of a collective neighborhood or a node that is looking to compete in these neighborhood collections, having map assets on your properties in these neighborhoods will increase the score of that neighborhood as it counts towards the neighborhood ratings. Now, whether your totem is generating protem or not is a completely different story. Just having that map asset on your property will increase the value and the score of that neighborhood. You can learn more about these neighborhood ratings in the link in the upper right hand corner and the description below. And pro number 4 to owning a totem is that you might be able to profit from it, whether it be from generating additional protem which can turn into stem in the future, or you may even want to sell the totem itself or the pass that you need in order to mint the totem. If you have something that someone else might want, you might be able to sell it to them for a profit. Please note that nothing in this video should be considered any sort of financial advice. There are a total of 5,555 totems in Upland, and each one is completely unique. By purchasing a mystery pass, you are able to get one of these totems. It might be one of the more valuable ones, or it might not. And if you don't know how to identify the differences between the different totems, you're going to want to watch the video in the upper right hand corner. And now on to the 4 cons of owning totems in Upland. Number 1, a totem is not something that you can just own and leave it for it to generate protem. You're going to have to interact with it and feed it on a regular basis and collect the protem that you've earned on regular intervals as well. This is very different from property ownership, where just by owning a property, you are able to earn passively. You're going to have to interact with your totem in order to generate more protem from it. Number 2, I mentioned that by purchasing a mystery pass, you have the opportunity to get one of the more valuable totems in the game. On the other side of that coin, you might not get something that's super valuable. And with 5,555 protems, there's quite a lot to choose from. So if you own a totem that does not produce as much protem compared to its input, or something that you have to come back on a more frequent basis in order to either feed it or collect it, it might not be as desirable as one that you may only have to feed a couple of times over the 30-day period, or a totem that provides a higher return for your input. Having said that, there's nothing stopping you from trying to sell either your pass or the map asset itself in a metaventure. And that brings me to con number 3. At the time of creating this video, the end of August of 2023, only players who own map asset showrooms are able to sell totems in their own shop. Unlike the regular metaventures like Block Explorers or Legits, where any player can go to a store and request to list their asset in that store with the owner making a commission. The player who is listing their asset in someone else's store is called a submerchant. And with these map assets or vehicles or anything that has 3-dimensional assets, this submerchant feature does not yet exist. Players are still able to find ways to list their assets in someone else's shop, but it is not through the in-game mechanics. You have to be careful about who you're dealing with, because in order to list that asset in their shop, that means you're going to have to transfer ownership to that player. You really have to have a level of trust with that shop owner if you're going to be selling your item in that shop without using this in-game mechanic of submerchants. And as for selling a pass, there shouldn't be any problem using the submerchant feature, but the types of meta ventures that support the sale of these totem passes are variety legit shops. They just announced this new type of shop last week, so it's unclear of how long it's going to take until some players start receiving their variety metaventure shops. And again, until those shops enter the metaverse, there is no way of selling these in-game using the existing mechanics. And reason number 4 not to own Totem in the metaverse is because maybe this does not fit in with your overall metaverse strategy. There are so many things that you can do in Upland, there are so many ways to play, so many ways to earn, that this is another feature that might not appeal to you specifically, and that's okay. The whole point of Upland is finding something that does interest you and engaging with that. There's nothing wrong with buying one just to see if you like it. You really do want to have some sort of a strategy so you are able to dictate your own gameplay and not just following the next new shiny object that Upland is releasing. If you're looking for some strategy ideas, you can find them in the link in the description below. For you, do the pros outweigh the cons? Will you be purchasing a totem? And what pro or con do you think I missed?